Hi, boys and girls. I'm glad you can join me again for another Bible lesson. Today, we're going to be studying about Abram and how he obeyed God. Before we get started with our lesson, though, let's review our memory work for the last few weeks. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Genesis 1:1. Is anything too hard for the Lord? Genesis 18:14. And our new memory work for this week. Turn from evil and do good. Psalms 34:14. Let's try that one again. Turn from evil and do good. Psalms 34:14. Now let's take a look at our Bible lesson. Abram obeys God. Many, many years after the time of Noah and the flood, there lived a man named Abram. He lived with his father Terah and with his family in the city called Ur. The people of Ur did not worship God. They worshiped idols. Abram and his family did not believe in worshiping idols. They worshiped God. God looked down and saw Abram and his family trying to serve him. God was pleased with them. He had a special job for Abram, so God spoke to him and gave him some instructions. God said that Abram should take his family and leave Ur and go to the land that God would show him. When God told Abram to go on a journey, he did not give him any idea where he was going. He did not give Abram or anyone in his family a road map or a picture of the land. He just said for them to get up, leave Ur, and go. Abram believed in God so much that he obeyed at once. He gathered all his family and his old father Terah, and they loaded their goods on camels, folded their tents, and set out from their home. They waved goodbye to their neighbors and to the great city. The family began their mysterious trip. As they journeyed, they came to the land called Haran. The family stopped there for a while. In Haran, Terah died. Abram and his family stayed in Haran for a time, but that was not the place God wanted them to find. So once again, Abram and his family continued their journey to the promised land. They walked the road with their camels a long, long way until they came to the land of Canaan. There, God told Abram that this was the promised land. How happy they were! God had kept his promises and brought them safely to their land. God was also happy with Abram. Because he had been so obedient and faithful, God said he would give the land not only to Abram, but to all his children and to their children. Abram and his family settled down in this new land. Abram was a shepherd. He had large herds of sheep and cattle, and he had become very rich in gold and silver. God had helped him have many things. Lot, Abram's nephew, was also a shepherd. He had many sheep. In fact, the two men had so many sheep and shepherds that it caused a big problem. The shepherds fought over where the sheep would eat and sleep, and this made Abram and Lot very sad. The two men did not want any trouble of fighting. Abram and Lot wanted to live in peace. Abram called Lot to him and told him to choose which way he wanted to take his sheep and shepherds. Whichever way Lot chose, Abram and his family and his herds would go the other way. Lot looked over the countryside. He saw that on one side was a green, grassy plain, and in the distance was a city. There was good water there and grass for his herds. Lot picked the green plain and the city. Abram did not fuss or whine or be angry with Lot for choosing the best land. He was kind and unselfish to his nephew. Abram and his family turned to the rocky hills for their new home. God was very pleased with Abram. He was happy that Abram was kind and unselfish, and he made a promise to Abram that he would give Abram all the land as far as he could see in every direction. Even though Abram was already rich, God blessed him even more. I hope you enjoyed our lesson over Abram obeys God. Remember that Abram trusted God, and even though he didn't know where he was going, he let God be his guide. And we should do the same thing, whether we're moving to a new city or a new house, or maybe when we attend a new school in the fall, that we should always let God be our guide, and he will be with us wherever we go. Bye-bye.